Kim. I'm a student physical therapist assistant, and today I will be teaching you some balance activities to do with your patients. There are a ton of balance activities that can be done, but I've selected a few of my favorites here just to instruct you, so stay tuned. Okay, so the first test is the one leg stance test. So what you do is have your patient cross their arms and stand on one leg for as long as possible. You time it for 30 seconds and then you let them relax. And you can do it up to 5 times, so it's 5 30-second trials, and the max possible score is 150 seconds per leg. So that's the one leg stance test. So again, cross their arms and have their leg up. They can have it down here. They can have it, they don't have to have it very high. It doesn't have to be all the way up here, as long as they have it up. So that is the one leg stance test. The next test I'll demonstrate is the stork stand test. So this test, you stand on one leg again and you place the toes of the other leg on one knee, so just kind of like this, and then you raise your heel of the planted leg to stand on your toes and balance for as long as possible. So this one's a little advanced. Usually these are done with athletes, but it's something that you can try, and normally it's a 20 to 30 second time limit, so that's usually as much as somebody can do. So as you can see, it is a little difficult. It's even difficult for me, but this is just a little more advanced stand test. So this is the stork stand test. So the next test is the Romberg test. So you have your patient stand shoulder width apart, just like this, and then you have them stand 30 seconds with their eyes open, so just straight. And then you will look for any swaying, any shifting of their balance. And then once those 30 seconds are up, you have them stand 15 seconds with their eyes closed. And again, when their eyes are closed, sway is normal, but if they start to lose their balance, that's not considered normal. So this is called the Romberg test, and it's one of the easiest tests that you can perform. Okay, the next test to be performed is the sharpened Romberg test. So this one's a little bit different than the Romberg test from before. So this one is actually tandem, so meaning you have your foot, one foot in front of the other touching the heel. So just like this, I can scoot back so that you can see, just like this. And then you have them stand like this with their arms folded across their chest with their eyes closed for 1 minute. So again, it's some swaying is normal, but if they were to fall to the side or start to sway really hard, then that's not normal. So again, this is the sharpened Romberg. So standing like this, eyes closed for 1 minute. One of the main balance assessments that we use to test our patients is a Tonetti, and this has 2 sections. The first part, it consists of seated, standing, turning, and then coming back to sit down, and then the second part is gait. So the highest score is a 28 on here. 16 will come from the balance section and 12 will come from the gait section. When you do the scoring at the end, if the patient gets less than an 18, it's a high risk of falls. From 19 to 23, it's a moderate risk of falls, and if they score over 24, then they have a low risk falls. So this is one of the main tests that we use, and it doesn't take too long. So it's actually very useful in determining, seeing where your patient is for balance and gait. Another popular test that we do is the Berg balance test, and this consists of 14 items that test sitting and standing balance. The highest score is 56, so 41 to 56 would be low risk for falls, 21 to 40 would be medium risk, and then 0 to 20 would be high risk of falls. So usually our physical therapists will do this test or the Tonetti to see where the patient is functionally, and that way we can help them reach their goals. Okay, so I will be performing the Tinetti balance assessment on this patient here. So the first section, the patient is seated in a hard armless chair, so this chair does not have any armrests. And then I will ask the patient to just sit, and then you just monitor, see if they lean or slide in their chair or if they're steady and safe. Then I would ask the patient to rise from their chair, so please stand. And I would check to see if the patient's able to get up without any help, if they need to use their arms to help, or if they're able to get up without using their arms. Then you would look at their attempts to rise. So did they do it in one try? Did it take them multiple tries to do it? And then you look at their immediate standing balance within the first 5 seconds. So you want to see if they're unsteady or if they are steady and they're using any kind of assistive device like a walker. Then you look at their standing balance. Are they unsteady? Are they steady and have a wide base of support, or are they narrow base of support? So that's one thing you look at. And then you would nudge your patient to see if they fall or to see if they lose their balance. So if they begin to fall, or they stagger, or if they're steady. Then you ask them to close their eyes, so please close your eyes. And then you see if they're steady or unsteady, so you can open your eyes. Then you would ask your patient to do a circle in 360 degrees, so go ahead and walk in a circle. And you would look if they're unsteady, if they grab anything for support, or if they stagger, or if they're steady. And then you would ask them to sit down, so please sit back down. And you're monitoring to see if it's unsafe, or if they use their arms to go back down, or if it's a smooth motion. So this is the first part of the Tinetti. For the gait section of the Tinetti, you're going to walk with your patient, and the first time they go is a regular pace. So you're just going to watch them, look at their step length, the height, their foot clearance, their symmetry, the path that they take, and how their trunk is, and also their walking time. So the first walk will be, like I said, normal. So go ahead and start to walk normally, and you look at their gait. Okay, come back and turn this way. Great. Okay, so go ahead and turn around. And again, you're looking to see if they do a step 2 gait, meaning they're almost shuffling, or if they do a step through, which is normal. Then you also want to look at their foot clearance, so making sure that their left foot clears the floor. So go ahead and walk. Okay, and you can come back this way. Okay, and you want to make sure that their chest is up high and that they're not leaned over, and that they're not too much to one side. And you also want to see, are they using any kind of assistive aid? Are their step lengths normal? And all of this can be graded from 0, 1, and 2, just depending on what section it is. So if they, for instance, if their step symmetry is not equal, you would give it a 0. If it was equal, you'd give it a 1. I hope it's still recording. Okay. So then for the second part of the gait, you have them do the exact same thing, walk, but they're going to walk faster. So you're going to go ahead and walk faster than your normal pace, so go ahead. Okay, come back. Okay. So that was the second part of the Tinetti, the gait section. So from here, I would score the gait and the balance. And like I said earlier, the highest score is a 28. 12 would be from the gait, and then 16 would be out of the balance.